2020 Hawk Tank. It is an absolute pleasure. I'm Dr. Michael Valdez, and I'm kind of going to be your guide this year, sort of going through Hawk Tank. I'm the co-director of Hawk Tank, the business plan competition, with my colleague, Dr. Lorraine Taylor. And today what we're going to do is we're going to take the next sort of 30 minutes or so and kind of give a really high-level overview of exactly what Hawk Tank is. Many of you might have seen some pieces of this before. I'll show you a short video from the very first Hawk Tank to really give you kind of that vibe of what Hawk Tank is all about. And then what I'd like to do is really just open the floor for questions, and I think that's kind of that big value add for this evening. I actually already have two plans queued up that if we kind of want to take a quick glance at them to kind of see sort of what they look like. We follow the exact sort of process and steps you'll see online at fortlewis.edu/Hawk Tank. That'll give you the specifics on sort of what you need to present in your business plan. Definitely ask questions. That's what this is all about. If you're viewing this from live stream, definitely ask any questions, and Connor's kind of manning the computer and can kind of ask those for the general audience. We also want to do a huge shout out to Swan Global Investments for their continued commitment to Fort Lewis College, as well as the students here at Fort Lewis College, and they are a presenting sponsor. We're really proud and honored to have them on board. Now, what I'd like to do today is, once again, kind of give you some insight on what we're trying to accomplish with Hawk Tank, and that kind of sets the foundation. I want to share with you what the requirements are to participate in Hawk Tank. I want to answer any questions. I want to show you past winners. And then, of course, like we said, the business plan. Now, when we think about the goals of Hawk Tank and when we started this, and this is our 5th year, we're halfway through to our decade, to our 10 years. And when we started it, we had 4 main goals in mind. Number 1 was to develop participants' professionalism skills. That was number 1, is getting our students in front of sort of business leaders, networking, presenting their business idea, and really taking these complex ideas and really making them real. So that was a big one. Number 2 is we wanted to give you guys that stoke, right? That, wow, I can do it. Wow, there's huge opportunities. And that was another one. A third was that we wanted to get you in front of business leaders. We wanted to integrate Fort Lewis College alumni. We wanted to set up a mentoring program, and that's really what our goals are. Obviously, kind of the cherry on top are when those businesses come out of Hawk Tank and they're successful, and they actually go operational. And obviously, that is a goal too, but it really is a secondary goal, right? It's this idea of taking your ideas, taking your visions, and figuring out what the next step is to see if you can actually bring whatever that is to market. Now, who's eligible? This year, we're really proud to have 3 different tracks. Tonight, we're going to focus mainly on the college and alumni. If there are high school students out there, I know that we have Bayfield in the house here. We'll talk a little bit about that, and of course, you can always email me or contact me directly. We can talk about that. But the Fort Lewis College track is open to all Fort Lewis College students. Okay? The alumni track is open to those individuals that have graduated in the last 5 years. You can have teams up to 5. For a Fort Lewis College team, what that means is the team leader has to be a student and has to be the CEO or the founder, the leader of the company. You're the one that's going to be presenting. You're the one that's going to be the sort of face person of that company. Now, for the high school track, a little bit different. For the high school track, we'll have teams of 3, and all team members need to come from the same school. Where in the college track or the alumni track, you have that flexibility to build your team and ask anyone you want. For example, let's say your mom is an awesome graphic designer, get her on your team. Okay? She should definitely do that. Let's say you have a friend in Oklahoma who's a great coder. Okay? Get him on your team. And I really like that because that provides this opportunity that you can kind of expand your network and really kind of find that team that is right for whatever your business idea is. Now, does that mean if you're a high school team, you have to be 3 from the same high school? Does that mean if you're a college or alumni that you have to have 5? No. without a doubt, you can go it alone. We strongly encourage that you try to put together a team just because, look, there's a lot of sort of different moving parts, but we have had successful teams that have won thousands of dollars, and they were a team of one, okay? One example I think it was 3 years ago, we had a woman who was a biology student. She went in alone, and actually she won second place for her idea of doing large-scale solar dehydrating for packs, for camping packs, for food, for rations, okay? Any questions, y'all? Okay. General requirements. You have to have, this has to be a new business, okay? Now let's say you started a business and you're kind of working with it. As long as that business is less than a year old, you're good to go, okay? You're absolutely fine. How do we measure that? We look at the date that you actually applied for your business license in whatever state you're operating in. So if this is an idea that and you sort of have your business in Colorado, then whatever day that you signed up for your business license or applied for it and it was awarded to you, that's when the clock starts for us for Hawk Tank. So maybe you're sort of, kind of just doing some stuff on the side, but you don't have a business plan, that's fine. As far as we're considered, it's a new business. Now, there are certain things that we don't allow, okay? We want this to be your idea, okay, for a good or a service. So franchising is not, Hawk Tank is not for you. Okay, if you're interested in a franchise, what I recommend is you take the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory franchise course here at Fort Lewis College and you win a franchise, okay? But for Hawk Tank, franchise, because that's not your idea, would not be acceptable. Has to be original work, okay? And then in terms of what's taboo, what you can't do, really, sky's the limit, okay? And we've had businesses, nonprofit, for-profit, but really we can't touch any marijuana businesses, okay? And that has to do with that a lot of our sponsors are banks, and right now still marijuana is illegal at the federal level, so unfortunately we're not able to do that in Hawk Tank. But everything else pretty much is fair game for this competition. Any questions? No? Okay, cool. Now, in the last 4 years, we've awarded almost $50,000 in cash. Okay? We've started actual viable businesses from our winners. I'm happy to report we've started businesses from our teams that actually didn't even make the finals. Okay, and we're going to talk about a few of those teams. And I really think the reason why that happens is because of the mentors, because of the workshops, and because of the resources we have. When Hawk Tank was designed, one of our initial goals, and it's always been sort of my marching orders, is that Hawk Tank is only successful if we have non-business majors competing. And my goal is 50%. I know if we have 50% non-business majors that we've reached that point where the material is accessible enough and provides enough insight into the opportunities and what students can do that they're going to be successful. And I think that really resonates with our high school track. That we've really sort of, over the last 4 years, really sort of developed this expertise in delivering this expertise to students, and we're really excited to work with high school students to get them up to speed and sort of build upon what they're doing in their classrooms. Some of the winners. 2016, our second place team was Fields to Plate. Any of you guys know them? I see a couple of hands up, yeah. If you've ever gone to any local restaurants in Telluride or Durango, you may have had a Fields to Plate beet or carrot, okay? They do tens of thousands of pounds of produce every single year. And this is a team I'm really proud of because they started out through the Old Fort. So they were enrolled in Fort Lewis College. They went through the Old Fort's incubator program, and then they rolled into Hawk Tank, and now they're crazy successful. And this is just one example. Nitram Paint. I was talking at Ignacio High School a couple of months ago. And one of the questions that I asked is the same question that Nitram Paint asked themselves. And the question they asked, and I think this is why I love Hawk Tank, The question that I asked was, what is a problem that you want to solve? And I don't care how big. Okay? And it was amazing the response from Ignacio High School, because there's a lot of areas that those students thought they can help their communities. And Hawk Tank, I think, is a vehicle and a mechanism. So we have the Martin brothers, okay? Daniel and Michael Martin. So they saw the world being polluted by latex paint. Okay, contractors have excess latex paint, they pour it out, they try to find disposal places for it, and they thought it was a real problem. They talked to Dr. Clay about it, SOBA business professor, and Dr. Clay said, well, come up with a solution. Okay, come up with a solution. Their solution, I didn't even know this was possible before I met the Martin brothers, was to recycle latex paint. So in January they have an idea. They don't even know how they're going to solve it. They go through Hawk Tank, they get a fantastic mentor in Justin Bates, who's the Director of Operations from Swan Global Investments, and they ultimately win. They find a partner in Arizona that can actually manufacture it for them using the process they want to use, and guess what? Successful business. And here's the cool part. They've already sold and already sort of turned the business. They already sold the business. They didn't want to go long-term with it. They actually had a number of offers. They actually did due diligence with someone out of Mexico who wanted to buy the brand. And then ultimately they sold it to their partner, which I think is a really cool story. And it can be anything. It can be a jewelry manufacturer. We've had soap manufacturing before. Just really a lot, just whatever your idea is or whatever problem you want to solve, Hawk Tank is the place to do it. To think through the problem, think through the solution, and really leverage our business community and Fort Lewis College's alumni to figure out what a solution is and how you sort of make that viable and you monetize what your passion is. Okay? Native Adventures, the idea behind this was this gentleman wanted to go back to his reservation in California, and he wanted to put together culturally appropriate summer programs that took his tribe's youth, took them to nature, and really kind of celebrated nature and sort of celebrate the tribe's values. Phenomenal nonprofit idea. Rendezvous Donuts. You guys ever have a donut from Rendezvous Donuts? Guess what? Charlie Shue, engineering student. Worked at a donut shop in Atlanta growing up. Senior year, he had this idea that he wanted to figure out if he could run a donut shop. Could he do it? So Charlie did not even make it to the second round. The first year of Hawk Tank, he actually did his idea. The team that he was working on was a vinyl cutting business. They were going to go to festivals and cut vinyl. And they actually made it to the finals. They did a great job. They didn't win that year. Charlie came back with his own unique idea. His unique idea was Rendezvous Donuts, and it was sadly only in business for about 6 to 9 months. But if you talk to Charlie, he says it was a total victory. He will never look back, what if? And his next job was an engineering job, because guess what? He got an engineering degree here. And the only reason he got the job, well, I shouldn't say the only reason, the real reason is because Charlie's an awesome guy, and we'd all hire him. But second of all is what he demonstrated by completing Hawk Tank, what he demonstrated by opening his own business is exactly what this boutique engineering firm was looking for. It was a national search. Charlie said he was, in terms of experience, he was the least experienced person. But because of his experience with Hawk Tank, because what it signals, it was a total victory for him. High school students, same thing. I mean, winning a major business plan competition, that's a great signal to your future employer. That's a great signal to your future sort of learning institution wherever you go for higher education. Of course, we want you to come here, okay? But it's a really cool signal as you progress. 2018 winner, this is a great idea. Always time to fly. The idea was this. So Tristan is this person right here, and Megan was his partner. And Tristan is a hot air balloon pilot. Lives in Albuquerque. Makes sense, right? Big culture down there. And so Tristan was, I'm not sure if he was in the Netherlands or he was doing research on the Netherlands. And in the Netherlands with hot air balloons there's a certain market for like 4 to 5 star hot air balloon rides. What does that mean? That means is that you have, someone pick you up. They drive you to where the hot air balloon is. You get a beautiful, meal by a really great chef on site. Then they take you up in the balloon. You can have beverages there, you can have dessert there, and really it's this 5-star experience. And they wrote an amazing business plan, and they walked away with $5,000. And what they did is they took an idea they saw in the Netherlands, and they brought it to the U.S. Awesome, right? These opportunities are everywhere. 2018 alumni track, Settle. This was founded. This business plan was done by 2 individuals that worked for Get Prime. They are a startup company that just sold for $130 million on Main Street, and they're all moving to Utah now. Yeah, that happens here in Durango. We're really building this great community. And what they wanted to come up with was a new sort of payment system. And the idea is that they would go, and they would sort of have waiters and waitresses be the salesperson for this application. And then if individuals use the application to pay, that waiter or waitress would actually get a cut, that server would actually get a cut of that. And so really you have all these individual sort of salespeople was their idea. This is last year's winner. Idea is wanted to actually have this kind of mix of like a bar and a florist. And the idea also kind of extends to that, hey, flowers is a great medium to express your sort of your artistic, I don't know what you want to call it, chops, I guess. And so the idea is you go there, you can have a beer, you can make an arrangement for friends or family, and that's sort of the idea. And that business plan also was extremely well written. Okay. In terms of prizes for the college and high school track, college and alumni track, like I said before, $5,000. We got 1 prize. College track, we'll do a first place $5,000, second place $2,500, and third place $1,000. Okay, and this is cash. Okay, you'll receive a check. Now, for the high school track, first place will be $1,000, second place will be $500, and then third place will be $250. And then on top of that, we'll also have a number of scholarship opportunities. So if let's say, for example, you're in the first place team, you have a team of 3, we'll give that team $24,000 in Fort Lewis College scholarships to divide between the 3, and each one will get $8,000. And that'll be dispersed in $2,000 increments over the 4 years that you're here. Okay? And then for second place, you get half of that, and then third place, you get half of second place. So tremendous amount of opportunities for scholarships and cash. Any questions on the money part? My favorite part. Okay. Fine. Here. One of the things that makes, I think, Hawk Tank really cool is the amount of Hawk Tank that is run by students. Okay? Here at Fort Lewis College, if you look at our mission, you look at the School of Business mission, our students come first. So everything we design here, doesn't matter if it's pedagogy, extracurricular activities, we always want that student first. And we want students running as much as possible. I'm only here to guide y'all. That's all I'm here for. It's all about what you can do and what value you're going to add to the collective. And here's some really cool parts of Hawk Tank. Who actually runs Hawk Tank? Okay, who actually facilitates it? It's not me. Okay, the real big class is this one right here, BA 330, which is the Tourism and Hospitality class. I go to this class, which I went to yesterday, I believe. Yeah, it was yesterday. And I went to this class and I said, I need your help. For your class project, I'd like to give you upwards of $10,000, and I want you to run everything. I want you to plan the gala, I want you to run the workshops, I want you to pick everything from the menu to decorations, you name it. It's you. I'm your client, you run it, just like you would in the real world. And that's what we do. It's exceptional that we do that. And the quality that this class over the last 4 years has turned out is just mind-boggling. I put them against any sort of event planner out there. Just phenomenal. Another sort of resource for participants, and this is for everyone, high school track, college track, alumni track, is Beta Alpha Psi. Beta Alpha Psi, if you do not know who they are, they're an international honor society for accounting and finance. One of the challenges I think a lot of us are going to have when we do our business plan is you're going to have a great idea, you're going to know how to operationalize it for the most part, but some of you might get freaked out that I'm going to ask you, or the judges are going to ask you for 5 years financials. And especially if you feel you haven't had that foundation yet in terms of the classes you're taking, either your high school or college or when you were here at the Fort. But what we've done to alleviate that stress and support you is we have the support of Beta Alpha Psi. Beta Alpha Psi is required to do community service as part of being in this International Honor Society. Their community service for this semester, one of their community service are us. We're it. We're the community service. So they're going to actually put on 2 workshops, and that's all they're going to focus on is your financials. And you can know nothing about financials, finance, accounting, and they're going to help you make an amazing 5-year forecast. Amazing. Not only will they help you, but they will actually assign one of their members to your team to be a consultant. You don't have to pay that consultant. You don't have to give that consultant a cut. They are not on your team. They are only there to help you succeed. Okay? If you're out there and you're a high school participant, Beta Alpha Psi has also offered to come to you and your schools to help you and facilitate your success. And so that offer is out there too. So please just reach out to me and I can help make that happen. In terms of our first round judges, I mean, it's a who's who. It is literally a who's who. I didn't get off the phone, but today we got off the phone with Mr. Eric Eicher, who's the president of Alpine Bank. And he's reaching out to us to see how he can help you succeed. Mr. Eicher, president of Alpine Bank, will definitely be one of our judges for the high school track this year. Okay. Other sort of first round judges, we had the director of Region 9. We've had the controller of SCA. We've had vice presidents at First Southwest Bank, Swan Global Investments. Who else for first round? Nate Lee, alumni, vice president of Albuquerque Bank. I mean, it's a laundry list of individuals. PJ Woods, right, of Woods Distillery. He's also the mayor of Salida, first round judge. Okay? These are people that they run businesses, they're successful, and they're going to spend copious amounts of time reviewing your business plans and giving you feedback. The amount of feedback Mr. Woods gave was just mind-boggling last year. Okay, he had like Google Docs for all the participants. I got to send those to those individuals, and that's a huge value add when you have individuals like that reviewing your material and giving you honest, constructive feedback. And that's what we have here. Other sort of finals judges. Okay, we've had Mark Daigle, former president of First National Bank of Durango. He's now a regional president of TBK Bank. We had Mark Katz, who's the founder of Mercury, who sold for whatever, gosh knows what, billions of dollars. Okay, for Mercury payment systems. Allison, it should be Eichley, not Morrissey. Her name has changed. Sorry, Allison. The La Plata County treasurer. We had Sean McCabe, who was like the Navajo, I think, Small Business Winner of the Year award. I mean, these are people, once again, who are doers. These are people, again, that have access to resources so you can achieve whatever goals or dreams you have, okay? Mentors, pretty much sky's the limit there. You have an idea, you need someone. Kind of what we have access to is, we have access to the entire business community here in the Four Corners area. We have access to the 1,000 of alumni, okay, around the country, around the world, that are Fort Lewis College alumni. These are individuals that are willing to dedicate their time and energy so you can learn, you can be successful, and ultimately achieve your dreams. That's why they are all in with us. In terms of workshop facilitators, we lean really heavily on SCAPE. And SCAPE is the Southwest Colorado Accelerator Program for Entrepreneurs. And so we've really leaned on them because this is what they do for a living every single day. They eat and breathe this. And so we have a number of their founders that actually give our workshops. For example, on Thursday's workshop from 5 to 7 in this very room, and also on this very channel if you're streaming, oops. Okay. We're going to have Mr. Masner, Gary Masner, be our presenter, and he's going to talk about what is a business plan. He's going to talk about business model canvas and how you guys can use that sort of modeling framework. Mr. Masner, he's done venture capitalist in Silicon Valley. He's done startup businesses in this area. He is the real deal, okay? He's on the board of like Stone Age. I mean, the guy's amazing, and he just cannot get enough of y'all, okay? And he just wants to help you guys, once again, succeed. And so these are sort of the individuals we have to help you. Okay, I want to show you this real quick. This is a video that we made in the first year of HawkTank. This is going to kind of give you a little bit of feeling of what the workshops feel like. This is going to give you a little bit of feeling what the final day looks like, okay? And I think it really gives you a great sense of kind of like that vibe, that culture we're trying to create, okay? That's Charlie on the left. That's it, Ronnie McDonald's. He was part of Settle. Our initial goal was about 25 teams to participate in the competition. Teams can be up to 5 people, so we're probably looking at about 125 participants. My expectations from the word on the street is we're probably going to have, those numbers are going to elevate considerably, and we're very excited.
We're hoping to get a good turnout and know that people can use the award money to put towards their new business.
Well, I'm going to pitch a new vinyl cutting idea where I go to festivals and contract with musicians to cut vinyl records for them to sell at the concerts, so I'm going to pitch that.
Me and my friend Gage Madrid, he's a rapper somewhere, are entering an outdoor accessory. It's basically a bag that holds the contents of your pockets while you're doing any sort of outdoor activity.
We actually wanted to do a program. We wanted to have workshops so students can feel comfortable about certain things, and then we could train them how to write a business plan, how to do accounting, how to do marketing analysis, things of that nature.
We are thinking about creating a space for college artists to display their art. So a college art collective. I'm an art business major, so it's really hard because we're making all of this beautiful art in classes, and we have no idea what type of mediums, styles are even going to sell out there because we're still in school.
Okay, so who heard a value prop in that? The value is that they're expanding the market for college students that otherwise wouldn't have. Maybe an appropriate space is going to get a lot of attention to get their artwork out there, okay?
Dr. Michael Valdez, and I'm the co-director of Hawk Tank, the Business Plan Competition. Are you willing to listen? Will you take ownership of their wisdom? Will you examine also yourself? Trust yourself that you're doing quality work. If you answer no to any of those, please do not move on from here.
Where you've got a great chance to get in there, build a business, build your beachhead marketplace, and grow from there. So a way for you to understand it, to be able to enunciate everything about it, really to be able to describe it, to really understand it very well, to have some feeling that it's a really good fit for your solution and your product, and then be able to put some numbers on it so you can begin to build some idea of how big an opportunity it is and what you're going to need to do to go after it, how you're going to go after it.
Business plans, and there's a few that I think are really pretty viable, pretty cool. The presentations are great. It's nice to see people thinking of ways to, do things on their own, do things a little differently, and it's been really entertaining and interesting.
This is third place, first year nonprofit to do take outdoor education to small businesses.
Very good. Stage left.
First place, 5,000. Second place, 2,500. Third place, 1,000.
Okay. My top three would probably be these, not in order, these guys, and I want to say the drone guys, but probably the net guy.
My top three are the homegrown food, the Fields to Plate, and the latte exchange.
How about we each go up and do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5?
And add up and,
Add them up in low scores.
okay.
Yeah. I know it's a really tough decision, and I appreciate you taking it seriously. It's really amazing. Everything you see are all students. Everything you see, decorations, you name it, all student driven. I'd like to ask the two honorable mention teams to please stand up. that something we can get into? Yeah? You like that? I do too. It really gives me the chills. It still gives me the chills. But that's sort of what we're doing here, y'all. And like I always love to say, is all you need right now is we need an idea, okay? And really, right now, we don't even need an idea. What we need right now is just that you need to be curious and have a true passion and a willing to learn, and that's all you need to be successful with Hog Tank, okay? So if you have that, you're on the right track. Now, in terms of scheduling, there really are 2 critical dates. 3 critical dates, but 2 real big ones that I want you to really be aware of. The first one is you have to register by February 17th. You just go online, there's a little at fortlewis.edu/HogTank, and you'll see on the left-hand side where it says register, and all you need right now is just contact information, and then you just register. Done. Easy. I'm not going to ask you in detail what your idea is. You don't even need an idea. You can just register. The next really key one is March 23rd, and that's when you have to submit your business plan. Other than that, those can be our 2 interactions for all of Hog Tank. I recommend taking part in the workshops and the mentoring, but if that's not your shtick or you think you already have that all sorted, then you're good. You're absolutely good to go. Now, the workshops, these are the dates for the workshops. Go online, check out that schedule. If you can make it, come, because having that interaction with Mr. Masner or Mr. Welsh or Mr. Mackay is extremely valuable to you. Okay, I think these are people that you should meet. But if for some reason you can't, it's snowing like today, then we will tape it, we will live stream it, and so you can still interact with the workshops. But once again, purely optional, only there for your resource. And then lastly, you need to bookmark April 18th. Okay, give me a little place setter in your calendar, because April 18th, what we're going to do there is when we're going to actually do the final rounds. So what happens is you submit your business plan on March 23rd. We have a number of first place judges. I go send them the rubric. I send them we do some, we make sure that they understand what the rubric is, all the definitions, and then they go and they grade or mark up your business plans. I give them 1 week. In 1 week's time, I will announce who made it on to the presentation round. Once you receive that, then you know that April 18th you're on. And we'd like to have you more or less all day. We will have all tracks, high school, college, and alumni track, presenting in the morning up to the afternoon. Then what we'll do is we'll invite you all back to the Student Union Grand Ballroom, and we're going to have a big party and celebrate all of your hard work. And it's at that party, that gala, that celebration, that we will announce and hand out the big checks to all the winners. Any questions, y'all? Anything at all? We're good? Yeah? Now, if you need anything at all, anything, I'm your guy. Okay? If I need to come to your local high school, please reach out to me, email me, call me, have your teachers call me, and I'd love to come out, bring some people and support you in your local school. If you're here at Fort Lewis College and we need to set up some additional workshops, additional weekend stuff, we'll do it. If you need a mentor, you need a connection, we'll find it. We'll work with other professors, we'll work with the business community, and we'll work with the Office of Alumni Affairs here at Fort Lewis College to find the best fit possible for you. Okay, that's my promise. And that's it. That's all I have. Next step is I hope to see you on Thursday for that workshop. It's a great workshop. I have a lot of material for you. I'll bring you business model canvases that we'll actually be working on. I don't know if you saw like all those yellow stickies and stuff when those two women were talking about their art collective. I will bring you that material. All this material we provide to you. If you're at a high school and you're interested in this material, tell me, I will deliver it to your high school. I'll bring business model canvases, you name it, we are here to serve. Okay? Any questions at all? No?
This Thursday, what time is it?
It's from 5 to 7, if you can make it. Right here, this very room, EBH 125. Now, do you guys want to take a quick look at a business plan, just in the last 5 minutes? Yeah. And once again, y'all, I just wanted to show you that you guys can do this. Okay? You can do this. This is not something that you can't do. So let me just show you real quick. I'm actually going to show you Nitram paints. Okay, so I asked the Martin brothers if I can share this, and they were really thoughtful and they said yes. And once again, I'm just going to show you just really quickly to kind of give you an idea. If you want to see more of it, come to my office, and I'd love to go in detail what they did. But I just want to show you what, look, this is a winner, okay? This is who won, okay? And this is who took their business idea, started it, and ultimately sold their business all within and under 2 years. Here it is. So I'll just scroll through it. So cover letter. This is their kind of their table of contents, and you'll see each one of these matches directly up to what you're going to find under the submission tab under HawkTank. Okay? It'll take you through, if you go online, it'll take you through each component, and then it'll take you through kind of a summary of what that is. Not only do you have sort of the website as a resource, but you will also have all the workshops, and we will go through all of these components. Right? That's what we do all semester long. And once again, you don't have to be here for the workshops, you don't have to attend, but these are available to you. Okay? You know, executive summary, that's just an overview of just their business idea. Right? How long it's going to take them, how long it will take to pay back, what the money they need. They talked about, hey, the value proposition, right? What is that problem they're trying to solve? They talk about their customers. They talk about competition, revenue streams, key activities, key partners, right? This is not a novel, right? This is not a step-by-step manual on how they are going to run their business from day one. That's not what we're looking for. It's not that complex, okay? That's not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is to understand what is your idea, how would you sort of operationalize that, what is the resources you need to be successful, and how do you think this is going to play out if you do it? That's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking for. You know, disaster plan, what happens, a contingency plan. The team, right? So this is just Michael and Daniel. Milestones, marketing plan, right? Not a detailed marketing plan, right? This is not a 20-page marketing plan. That's not what they were looking to do. And then they go over their financials. Okay, remember, if this freaks you out, fair enough. If I was sitting where you were sitting, I would be a little freaked out too. But we have so many resources for something as complex as this. No matter what your background is, we have the resources for you to be successful. Okay, we have the mentors, we have Beta Alpha Psi, and we have professors that have your back to ensure and to help with your success. Okay? And that's it. That's their plan. 17 pages. 17 pages, a really good presentation, and they walked away with $5,000, and they started their business. It was successful, and they sold it. And once again, they were sitting exactly where you were sitting with an idea. That was it. That's all they had. That's all they had. Any questions? Anything at all? Okay.
Company still in business?
They are still in business. Their partner's running it now, but Nitram Paint is totally in business. Who they sold it to, absolutely. Now, I have business cards for anyone that wants them. I am in EBH 150. If you need to email me, you saw that hopefully on the presentation already. It's just M.E. Valdez, my last name, so me Valdez, at fortlewis.edu. And I'm here once again to help you the best I can. Anything else? Well, thank you all so much. Thank you out there. And please come Thursday. This same room, EBH 125, will have Mr. Masner talking about business plans and business model canvas. Great. Thank you all so much.